can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Spiritual Trey, and that is not episode 43 of the Soul for Thoughts blog. And today we're going to be talking about some of the most famous stories from the Christian Bible and breaking them down the way that they're supposed to be interpreted. Now, the logic that I'm using to break down these stories can be used for pretty much any other religion. You feel me? Because all religions, all knowledge systems are based around how the mind operates in astrology. And astrology is basically just a bigger form of how the mind operates. You feel me? So you can take this logic and apply it to whatever your religion is. Now let's talk about it. First things first though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Now, if you guys seen my video called the Adam and Eve story, explain. First off, if you haven't, you should definitely go watch it. But if you've seen it, you know that I told you guys every man in the Bible equates to thoughts and every woman equates to feelings. You feel me? Adam was the first thought, Eve is the first feeling. You feel me? Now, let's think about that for a second. Let's talk about the fact that you guys know how the Bible says that men and women lived thousands of years at one point. Let's think about what does that actually mean? If men and women, we just said, are actually thoughts and feelings, they are allegory to thoughts and feelings in the Bible. Let's think about this. How can a thought and a feeling live for thousands of years? Thoughts and feelings come together, right? The same way men and women come together in life and in the Bible to form other life, right? Just like Adam and Eve came together to give birth to Cain and Abel. We're going to talk about Cain and Abel. But you feel me? Thoughts and feelings come together to give life, to form ideas, to give birth to manifestations. Our awareness and thoughts and feelings come together to form life. So how can a thought and a feeling live for thousands of years? Okay, well, let's think about it. Hasn't there been civilizations that have lasted for thousands of years, like cultures that have lasted for thousands of years, monuments that have lasted thousands of years? Shit, it's been businesses lasting for hundreds, right? Didn't all of those things start off as ideas? Every building, every monument, every culture, the true source of everything we see around of us started off from original thoughts and feelings from somebody or a group of somebodies, right? Thoughts and feelings come together to form ideas. Ideas form into, they manifest into reality. We feed into reality. So if you can manifest an idea, if you can bring two thoughts and feelings powerful enough together and attract, with enough power to attract enough spirits, with enough light, you feel me? If you come up with a bright idea that's bright enough to attract other spirits, that idea can live and last for thousands of years because other spirits are going to feed into it. You give birth to a fresh new company, a fresh new way to do things, and other spirits find that way attractive. That light is attracting them. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Even the Christianity songs are allegory to how the mind works. This little light is the little light that you come up, that little idea that you come up with that can change your life and everyone else's for generations to come. So that's what the Bible is talking about when men and women live in thousands of years. They're talking about our thoughts, our feelings. You can come up with a thought and feeling so powerful that even when you're gone, people are still upholding that thought and feeling. Whoever thought of money, you think they still alive? But every day we putting all our energy into making that paper, right? Upholding a thought and feeling from a spirit that's no longer even in this space anymore. That's how powerful thoughts and feelings can be. They can last even when you're not even in that mind anymore. You feel me? So that's what they mean by that. Let's talk about some of the stories though. Cain and Abel, since I brought them up. Now, Cain and Abel, they were the children of Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve came together and made and, gave birth to Cain and Abel. And we know the story. If you guys aren't familiar with the Cain and Abel story, long story short, Abel became a very popular guy within his village, a very celebrated individual. Cain wasn't getting as much attention. Cain became jealous of Abel and, murdered him. And God cursed Cain, You feel me? So what is that allegory to? Like I say, if Adam and Eve are the first thoughts and feelings, right? And they gave birth to Cain and Abel, and I just said all men are, allegory to thoughts. So Cain and Abel represent our second and third thoughts, right? Okay, let's think about this. Let's say you have an original thought and feeling that can spark a whole new world for yourself, the same way Adam and Eve so-called sparked a whole new world for us by being the first people and giving birth to a whole new world, right? Let's say you come up with a new thought and feeling that powerful to give birth to a whole new world. It can change your life. Now, after you originally get that original thought and feeling, that Adam and Eve, you feel me, that feeling that can expand into a whole different world for you, it's an infinite amount of possibilities, an infinite amount of routes that you can take to make that happen, right? Just like, when Adam and Eve, started creating children, it was an infinite amount of possibilities of how their children could turn out. Now, boom, let's say you come up with your first thought process you give life to is a manifestation to where it can go down a certain route, and then you also give birth to another thought process that can take you down another route. But they both are, routes designed that came from you, which is the source, right? That's kind of the example of Adam and Eve giving birth to Cain and Abel. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, because remember, Cain and Abel represent thought processes. So boom, you can have one thought process that can take you one direction, and then another thought process that can take you another direction. Those two thought processes can't coexist in the same space if they parallel, right? So we gonna have to so you gotta make a decision on which path you want to take. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a real quick, simple example of this. Let's say you have an original thought and feeling of you just want to make a lot of money, right? You want to build generational wealth for the people that's coming after you. Your family that you're building. You feel me? Let's say you want to do that. That original thought and feeling of wanting to build generational wealth for your family, that is your Adam and Eve, right? But let's say you have two natural gifts and talents that you can go after to maybe make that happen. But with these two talents, two gifts, these two lanes, they're kind of parallel because of the amount of time that you would have to put into each one. So you really can't do both at the same time. Let's say, you're a person where you probably good at music, but you also got a true passion for wanting to be a doctor as well. Yeah, maybe you could do both at the same time, but it'd be a little hard to balance out both, right? It'd be hard to be on the road and be a doctor at the same. Of course, that's damn near impossible, right? So you kind of got to pick a lane. Those two lanes that manifested from the source of you even wanting to build generational wealth, because look, those two opposite roads, right? But they're coming from the same source, which is you and your mission of wanting to build generational wealth. That source is the allegory to Adam and Eve, the original thought and feeling of wanting to build, generational wealth. Those two paths that came from those original thoughts and feelings, that's the Cain and Abel. Those the two, two egos that you have built. We gonna call them egos. So we got Abel. Let's say Abel is your doctor career. Let's say you in school and you almost at the end, right? You starting to go crazy. You in your 7th year of school. You almost finished. You about to get your, doctorate, whatever. I think that's the degree, right? You about to get your doctorate degree. You feel me? You pretty close to the finish line. And everyone in your family knows you for it, right? Your mom is excited. Your dad is excited. Everyone is so proud of you because you're about to cross that finish line. On the other hand, you've been doing music. And no one really knows you've been doing music, right? Like, no one really paid attention to Cain. Abel was getting all the attention, right? So let's say... But on the background, you've been doing great with your music. Your music has been taking off. You're doing great numbers, and you getting connections that you don't even know about. People are paying attention to you that you don't even know about that are going to become future connections. One of them eventually reach out to you and ask you to fly out to sign to a label. Now you have two opportunities, right? At this point, let's say fast forward a little bit, you graduated the college. You got your doctorate degree. You got a chance to go be a doctor now. You finally finished. but you also got a chance to sign this label contract. Everyone in your family wants you to be a doctor. This is what you've been working for, and you know how the work you've put in to being a doctor. But you know also you got a deep passion for music as well. And if you sign that contract, there's no telling, you might be on the road next month. You're not gonna have time for your, the doctor school, whatever the next step is after college with being a doctor, y'all. You feel me? You ain't gonna have time for that. So it's gonna be you got that choice, right? So those two paths, those two egos, those two thoughts can't exist within the same space because they're opposing paths, they're opposing thoughts. So what did Abel do to Cain? What did Cain do to Abel? Is the allegory of what you would do if you were to choose that music career. Even though everyone is giving you all the attention for graduating college and going the path of being a doctor, you might choose going ahead and going with your true passion, going into music and putting an end to your doctor dream, at least for the moment, to give music a try. What did Cain do? Got jealous of Abel. He wanted all the attention. So he killed Abel. So he can be the one that get all the attention after that, right? So boom, you kill your opportunity to be a doctor. Boom, you go get into music. That's the allegory of you killing one thought to go after the other one. So put that to anything in life. Anytime you have two opposing thoughts where you conflicted and you end up going with the other one, that's your Cain and Abel battle right there that you having. You feel me? Now, hopefully that makes sense to y'all. And in terms of Cain getting cursed by God after that, that's just allegory to where if you made the wrong decision, you feel me? You end up realizing like, damn, you probably signed a 360 contract. You feel me? You fuck up and pass up your opportunity to go be a doctor and make 6 figures guaranteed a year. And you went and signed the 360 contract. So now you feeling guilty and remorseful about the decision you made. Anytime in the Bible you hear about anybody being cursed by God, that's allegory to your spirit cursing your lower thoughts and feelings, your flesh. You feel me? Anytime you feel that guilt, anytime you feel me, that's your spirit punishing you for a decision you made. You punishing yourself. I don't even want to make you punishing yourself for a decision you made. We exist on multiple dimensions, and I'm pretty sure y'all know that. And in terms of the Moses story where he went up the mountain and got a message from God to go down and kill everyone worshiping false prophets, that is nothing but allegory to us changing our life for the better. You feel me? Like anytime you are indulged into your lower desires to where the whole way you're going about and seeing life is based around your desires, whether it's your lust for your habits, your lust for money, your lust for sex, anytime your world is centered around your lower desires, you're being demonic at that point, whether you know it or not. It might not feel like it, but you are. So boom, it comes a point in life for some people to where a chaotic moment might happen, or they might experience the right thing that influences them. Whatever happens, an event happens to where it sparks a new higher thought and feeling to want to change their fucking life, want to get up off their ass, want to stop being a sicko. But that doesn't mean that someone just pulled it out their ass either. These are stories that originate from someone's, thought process and aspect of how they looked at life. Something happens to just spark off a new thought and feeling. With that thought and feeling comes a vision. And that person starts envisioning themselves in a much better position in life. So at that moment, you are getting a message from your spirit that maybe you should change, and you are connecting with that. You emotionally connecting to that vision, that image of you actually changing and stopping whatever desires that may be holding you back. So whenever you go down and you stop, you go cold turkey from habits that might be holding you back. You go cold turkey from having sex because maybe you have too much of it. You go cold turkey from, you just stop giving a fuck about money as much as you should. You feel me? Anytime you start making any changes to yourself, you as a spirit, because that's what Moses is representing, you went up to your higher thoughts and feelings, your higher spirits, and got a message to change your fucking life that came in the form of higher thoughts and feelings that formed into a vision. You envisioning yourself, being your true self, being with God. So you cut off and killed any lower desires that stopped you from elevating with God. You feel me? Stopped you in your world from elevating with God. That's the allegory to the Moses story. I know it's a lot more to that story, but bear with me, you feel me? I'm really on a strict time schedule, family. Now, so those are pretty much, you know, some of the Bible's most famous stories. I'm gonna make more videos like this, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to show y'all that no matter what the story is, no matter what the religion is, you can use this logic and apply it anywhere. All of these Masonic religions that have been made are centered around how the mind is made and how thoughts and feelings interact with each other and how us as spirits are controlling those thoughts and feelings. So yeah, man, it's your boy Spiritual Trey signing out. I love you, family.
On the beat, start preaching. Feel no evil, see no evil but peep it. I don't aim for the stars, I want leeches. And a snake spawn, I'ma kill the whole species. Rest in peace to all the peaceful preaching. The youngest wildin', but to say they evil, that's kinda reaching. Who really controlling the way you thinking? Find the truth.